Yes, the weekend started off with an absolute bang. The beach was fired like hell.
From GTs to triple tails, the coast has been on fire this past week.
We again this week have just proved that KZN is the #1 province for fishing in the whole entire of the country.
There you go, buddy. Hit now!
This is the Angler News SA podcast. I'm Vanessa Green.
Hey, hello anglers. What a week in KZN, guys. We are in for one epic show. Trust me, it is just in time for the long weekend. It's in time for payday. It's in time for the world's biggest ski boat competition happening right here out of our KZN waters. It's the Durban Ski Boat Festival happening this week. And it couldn't have panned out any better with the fishing reports that has come through. I mean, what in the world is happening in Tugela? We are talking about the biggest boats he's seen since the 90s. We are talking about huge, massive kingfish coming out on a Shad trace. And if that doesn't tickle your fancy, well, the South Coast, a mixed bag of species. This place is so packed with fish and big fish that Adam couldn't even cram it into his fishing report. That's how wild it's going on right now. And if you are heading up to the Midlands this long weekend, take full advantage of the river season that is closing soon. But be careful, there's also some huge news coming up from the Albert Falls Bass Classic. It's not all that fantastic. Jan has all of the info on that coming up. And I'm super excited. I'm super eager. I'm super ready. I cannot wait for this weekend. So let's find out what's happening with the fishing. But before we do, guys, huge shout out to our sponsors, the Kingfisher.
Meet the all-new Crossfire LT, redesigned to transform every cast into a moment worth remembering. With advanced air drive design, feel ultra-smooth, effortless rotation that is light, clean, and incredibly responsive. At its core, tough digigear delivers lasting durability and consistent power, cast after cast. The LC ABS spool boosts your casting distance while reducing line trouble, giving you total control on the water. And when the pressure's on, the ATD Type L drag system keeps things smooth, steady, and in your hands. Lightweight, strong, and reliable. The Crossfire LT available in sizes 1000, 2000, 3000C, and 4000C. Fish smarter, fish smoother, fish Crossfire LT. Available at tackle stores nationwide.
Thank you, the Kingfisher. Guys, the show could not be possible without them. And if you want to know about all the species coming out, make sure to check out their YouTube channel. There's such a mixed bag of species in this week's show. You want to know all about it, where they live, what they feed on, how to catch them, go and check out the Kingfisher YouTube page. All right, now let's get into the show. It is all about Durban this week, and it's the talk of the town. It's the talk of the country. It is the talk about the Durban Ski Boat Festival. But beyond that, what is going on over this week? Well, let's find out from Mike V and Brad Krobler.
How's it, guys? Yes, the weekend started off with an absolute bang. The beach was fired like hell Thursday, Friday. Guys got lovely sandies, browns, honeys, diamonds, all sorts. Then the west came through early on Saturday morning and put a spanner in the works for Saturday. Sunday, once again, the fish ate all over. The guys got again greys, sandies, honeys. It was very nice. If you're in the Umhlanga area, you generally got your fair share of fish. Durban North beaches threw a lot of fish. Small honeys, browns, sandies. It was a very good weekend fishing on the beaches for the guys chasing the edibles. Guys chasing the edibles got a good couple of cob, stumpies, bronze bream, things like that. But they were mainly traveling down to the south coast and finding it all down there. North coast gone a bit quiet on the edible side, but yeah, south coast through edibles are lovely. On the paddle ski and ski boat side, Oaks have been doing very well. When the sea's been calm and flat and they've been able to launch the paddle skis, Snook, Couta, yellowfins, all sorts. It's been a really good last couple of days for the Oaks and the paddle skis and the ski boats. On the bottom, they've been getting some lovely rockcod and slingers and things like that. Also, still the odd amberjack around, odd big J around, things like that. So the guys have been doing very well. In the bay, it cooked. The bay did very well this weekend. Guys got lots of grunter. They got lots of kingies. There was quite a few springer caught in the mix. Some lovely cob in the mix and a couple snapper salmon. So the Oaks going there fishing light tackle had some very good fun. Guys, this is Mike V for ANSA News. Enjoy. Thanks.
Good day, guys. Brad Young from Linsky Fishing Charters. Guys, the fishing report from the last week. Guys, what can I say? Once again, on the game fish side, the Snook and the Couta doing quite well this week. And quite a few Snook of the Blue Lagoon area. And Couta happening on the far south towards Teesside, there by Windy Corner, and there by Stud Rock area. was the main action happening there. On the bottom fish side, the bottom fishing was actually quite remarkable again this week. A really good fish coming out. On the deep points, there was some good yellowfin, yellowtail, and some keelback, and your general red slingers, soldier slingers, and rockcods happening all over the place. So guys, this weekend we have the Couta competition coming up. So the people who are looking for bait, there are some bonnies, little bonnie, jib bonnies around the number 1 area. So guys, if you are looking for bait for that full competition, guys, that's the place to go. Our guys, clans, and speak to you guys all next week.
Thank you, Mike and Brad. What an epic way to start off the show. It has been cracking, and with that amount of species, wow, the guys are going to be in for an absolute treat this weekend. It is shaping up to be perfect conditions to go and get some fish. Now, let's get on up to the North Coast, guys. It has been fireworks everywhere from Blue Lagoon all the way up, and we have got the beautiful Michaela Daniels to tell us all about it.
What's up, everyone? This is Michaela from Durban, reporting for Angling SA. From GTs to triple tails, the coast has been on fire this past week, and kicking things off, we're starting at Blue Lagoon. There's been some lovely grunter and shad coming out, while the North Bank is still producing some half cobs. For the guys at Beechwood, with that flat water that came in last week, the GTs were on the bite, but since then, there's been mainly some shad coming out in the early mornings and late afternoons, with the odd and edible in between. Moving up to Virginia, the shad are still coming out, as well as a couple of grunter, while for our Umhlanga anglers, there's still a few shad around, but it's mainly den edibles that are still on the bite. For Umhlanga, there's been a few shad in the early mornings and the usual scratching species throughout the day, while for the offshore side of things, Durban is still producing some snook, a few queenfish, and a couple of Couta, while for the bottoms, there's been some lovely rockcods and reds coming out. For Umhlanga, there's been plenty of snook around, while the Couta are still coming out off the shallower bait marks, with the odd tuna in between, while for the bottoms, the guys are still getting into some lovely rockcod and half cobs. Moving right up the coast to Belito, there's been some lovely size shad and edibles around, while Tugela is still producing a couple of triple tail and kingies, while St. Louis is still producing some lovely stumpies, rockcards, and GTs. For the offshore side, Belito saw some Couta and yellowfin tuna come out over the past week, while St. Lucia is still producing some lovely snook, a few Couta, and GTs. That's going to be it from me for this week, guys. Tight lines and have a great one.
Thank you, Michaela. Oh, you definitely always getting us so amped to get out there and fish the North Coast. I have no idea where to go. I know what's happening in the South Coast as well. You definitely want to hear this. But as for all that fish coming out in the North Coast, can we really even miss a fish this week? And I highly doubt it. Now, while we are on the North Coast, guys, our new friend Richard is going to tell us what's happening in Tugela. And ooh, it is sounding like a place to be.
Local surf angler Sabonelo Umzuza has gotten his name into Tugela Mouth folklore by catching a lobotus weighing 18.45 kg. This is the largest validated lobotus caught at Tugela Mouth since 1998. And the amazing thing was that he was targeting shad and using a shad trace. And for those fishing for lobotus, using typical rigs and bait that lobotus tend to go for, well, imagine the surprise that local well-known fisherman Simpiwe Mafresh got when he landed a 1.65 metre long-finned eel. Sadly, the fish went quickly to pot and stomach, and so was never officially weighed. But I witnessed and photoed the fish, and it is by far the biggest eel I have ever seen. Also fishing for lobotus was Stanger fisherman Naidu Prendeep, who instead landed an impressive 14.4 kg giant trevally. So, the moral of this week's fishing update from Lobotus Ski Boat Club at Tugela Mouth is put on a nice mullet or an octopus leg, and hey, you can catch anything.
Richard, you absolute legend. Thank you so much for that. We are honored to have you part of our show and to keep us updated with what's happening in Tugela with that amount of fish coming out, those amount of beautiful fish. Oh, yes, that's definitely our bucket list destination for the season. All right, now let's head on up to the Midlands. We have got some freshwater news from Jan, who sounded really good, but there's also the bad and the ugly that's somewhere mixed in between it.
Hey there, guys. So with just over a month left of the trout river season and just over 3 weeks to the start of the winter trout stillwater season, it looks like the weather is finally seeming to be settling and cooling down. But stillwater temperatures are still warm for this time of year and fishing remains tough all round. We need a more concerted effort by the weatherman to kickstart the autumn properly so that the waters can cool some more and put the fish and the fishing into high gear. With river levels finding off and water temperatures still somewhat amenable for yellowfish, the scaly hunters were out, quote-unquote, one last trip before winter, and with some good numbers of fish were reported from the Moy River. Fishing was somewhat slower, though, due to the slightly cooler water. Water temperatures were around 17 to 19 degrees, and fish were mainly at the lower end of the tape, with one excellent fish of 53 centimeters or 21 inches reported. Trout streams are reported to be running clear and in tip-top form, and with fish looking up, it's good for dry fly. Moy River was a destination of choice for the Natal Fly Fishers Club river anglers, and with returns noting fish in the 9 to 11 inch or 23 to 28 centimeter bracket. Clear water conditions, however, have the fish somewhat spooky and offish, so some moderation of stealth is required. After recent upswing of the NFFC storewater returns, it looks like the fishing has slowed down a little bit over the last week, and with just a handful of fish in the 9 to 11 inch or 23 to 28 centimeter bracket being reported. Water temperatures are still warm in the 19 to 20 degree range, and which are being held responsible, and the fishing is expected to pick up as soon as temperatures cool down some more. But the big news is, sad for the bass anglers, and due to the uncertainty of factors affecting Albert Falls Dam, fishing conditions have become somewhat challenging, and under these unpredictable conditions, it was announced that the ever-popular Albert Falls Classic has unfortunately been cancelled for this year, and the event has been rescheduled for 2027. Results from last weekend's PNB Bass Masters event at Albert Falls reported that while a fair number of smaller fish came to hand, weighers were few and far between, with the biggest fish for the event coming in at just under 1 kilo. Fishing has also been tough at Midmar Dam, with only 8 teams out of 25 entries weighing in a full bag at the recent KZN Team Tournament Trail event. The biggest fish of the event also just topping the 1 kilo mark at 1.044. But recent reports from private bass waters, however, have fish noted over 4 kilos taken on a spinnerbait. So one has to wonder what's happened to our 2 premier bass waters. Guys, do stop in the Kingfisher Matchbook for the best in tackle advice. And this is Jan Corbell reporting for Kingfisher and for Angler News South Africa.
Thank you, Jan. Yes, definitely time to take full advantage of the river season, take advantage of the tail end of Sterkies, as well as whatever trout we have out there, because surely we are not getting that bass, right? And besides, I'm sure it was a big, brave, bold decision to cancel this year's Albert Falls Bass Classic. Yeah, it's a trying one. It's a difficult one. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it is definitely done for the right reasons. All right, so we will keep our ears out for Jan's reports moving forward with regards to the bass. You guys know I love it. Everyone does love it. It's such a beautiful fish to catch, but there are other freshwater species to catch as well. So something else to try out. Now let's head on back down to the south coast, where once again it has been such a variety of fish. It has been beautiful, and it's going on all the way down to Adams area, where, oh guys, you so want to stick around for that. But before we get there, let's find out everything that happened from Ray Thompson.
Of course, this week, and I'm talking from Scottburgh all the way through to Morgan-Tweeney, there were fish. There were edible fish. 3-spot pompano, cob, wave garrick, the odd bronze bream coming out. There were sand sharks. There were grey sharks. There were honeycombs. There is a big cold front coming, so the sea will get big, churning up the sea in it. But the nice part is Saturday and Sunday is looking absolutely epic, all the way through until Monday, looking very good for the long weekend. And good luck to the ski boat guys, the Durban ski boat competition this weekend. Guys, go out there and have some fun.
Thank you, Ray. What a positive report to look forward to for this weekend. Yes, there was a slight dip in form in between over this past week, but oh, you know we are going to be back with a vengeance. Now, speaking about an area with a vengeance, an area where Adam is talking about not even needing a genie to wish for a fish. He is talking about some massive fish. He's talking about massive rockcod. I'm going to leave him to tell you about everything else that is coming out from the lower South Coast. Guys, our South Coast guru, Adam Lyon.
Hey, Vanesha, I hope you've had a beautiful week, my friend, and so have all the listeners out there, because it's been absolutely cracking and rocking in KZN. We again this week have just proved that KZN is the #1 province for fishing in the whole entire of the country. And no one can dispute that. From deep sea, rock and surf, and freshwater, it's just been absolutely electric down in KZN. From the guys fishing on the boats getting wahoo, marlin, tuna, Couta, bus-size bottom fishing, to the guys fishing rock and surf getting non-edibles and eds galore. it's just been happening, Vinesh. I mean, where do we start? From the big size sandies to the lessers to the rockcod and the amounts of rockcod, the catbass and the yellow bellies that are around, the crayfish even, they've just been absolutely huge. 2-liter bottle size, Vinesh, I promise you. The blacktail have been big. The bream that have been popping up here and there have been beautiful sizes. And there's been a couple of shad coming out as well, which is good signs because we know everything child shad, including us, Vinesh, from us to the non-eds and even the edible game fish. So yeah, it's just been absolutely awesome. It's maybe a sign of things to come, as we spoke about in the last report, because guys that have headed down to the Transkei area, we know about seal, what's happened there in the previous report, but Davy and JP getting themselves some awesome size non-eds. We know there's a lot of mackerel and red eye hanging around with a couple of sardines in between. So yeah, maybe that's just a precursor of what's to come, as we said in the last report. But at this stage, if we've got a magical genie and a lamp to rub, I guarantee you there's nothing that you could wish for at this moment in KZN because it's all just here. It's just here, Vinesh. It is what it is. And even if you go and fish in the mountains and you go for that trout, Hugo getting himself some killer size, rainbow trout. So yeah, I don't know what you want to pick. Rub that magical lamp because I promise you, Vinesh, that genie is going to give you a wish and there's nothing you're going to wish for in terms of fishing in KZN. Otherwise, guys, stay safe, tight lines, and let's see those catches. And if you are coming down, just by the way, bring everything and the kitchen sink, as I always say. Take care, guys.
Adam, you absolute legend. What a report that is. Oh, man, I couldn't have scripted it better to round off the show. It is brilliant. That amount of fish coming out, that amount of big fish, that amount of variety. Wow, the South Coast is definitely the place to be. I'm so caught up. If I wasn't at this year's Durban Skateboard Festival, I would have been down the South Coast. We are going down south with that amount of fish. Oh, there's no way I am not wearing a line down there. I hope you are too. But you know what? In saying that, we heard from Michaela, the North Coast is cracking. Tugela is cracking. The trout fishing is going on. The South, I don't know. I honestly do not know where to fish this weekend. Thank goodness it's the long weekend. Oh, we got to get our hands everywhere, guys. I hope you are as well. So get out there, get fishing. The bite is on. The season is changing. The good things are coming. It's getting better and better. So with that being said, until the next one.
This is the Angler News SA podcast. I'm Vanessa Green. Find more episodes at ecr.co.za under podcasts or your favorite podcast app. Let's fish for the future.